Alright, so today we're doing dividing decimals with models, and just like the multiplying decimals with arrays, this content may be unsuitable for your parents. It is certainly not how they learned it when they were in school, because it's not how I learned it when I was in school, and they may be asking, what's wrong with how I learned this in school? Well, the answer is there's nothing. There's absolutely nothing wrong with the way your parents learned it. And honestly, at some point you're going to have to get to where you are ready to use that traditional algorithm that your parents know, and if you're ready to do that right now, then this may not be the mini lesson for you, but I wanted to give you a visual just in case you needed it. So I'm going to go ahead and draw out a visual, and when I'm doing this, remember that we're letting each of these flats stand for one whole, and each of the rods stands for 1/10, and each of the units stands for 1/100th. And so the number that I have here is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 60. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 69 hundredths. Okay, and I'm going to divide this number by 3. So I'm going to make 3 equal groups, and I kind of drew this so that it would be 3 equal groups. And now I look and I see that in each group I have 1 whole, 2 tenths, and 3 hundredths. 1 and 23 hundredths. Well, if I do my traditional algorithm, 3 goes into 3 one time, drop down to 6, 3 goes into 6 2 times, drop down to 9, and 3 goes into 9 3 times. When I have a decimal in the dividend, I just move it up. There's no decimal in the divisor for me to worry about. So my answer is 1 and 23 hundredths. Okay, so that's kind of how those two match up. And again, if you already get this, then these models really aren't something you need to worry about, and feel free to ask, what's wrong with how I learned this? Because there's really nothing wrong with either way. Sometimes it's just nice to have visuals. Okay, so now I'm going to give you another model, and with this model, I'm not going to have it all lined out pretty like I did here, and we're going to talk about how to actually kind of sort this into something that works. So let's say I have 6 and 35 hundredths. Sorry, autofocus again. Sorry. 6 and 35 hundredths. Okay, so let me write my number, 6 and 35 hundredths, and I want to divide this number by 5. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to imagine that I have, 5 little groups, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and if I actually had these base 10 blocks, I would just, physically sort them out. But I'm just going to, draw them in here, and remember your goal is to have an equal number in each of these little sections. So I'm going to start here with the ones, just like when I use my standard algorithm. I start here in the ones. Okay, so I have enough of these to put 1 in each. Okay, but this last one, like, it's, remember, division is like sharing, and you don't want to have that one guy saying, it's not fair, he got 2. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to trade this whole right here for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, I'm not drawing this well. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so now I've traded it, so I've gotten rid of it, but not by sorting it. Okay, So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 of these. Okay? And if I'm not sure how the dividing is going to work, I just do it like my mom taught me. 1 for you, 1 for you, 1 for you, 1 for you, 1 for you. Okay, now that everybody's gotten 1, I can go back around. Okay, 1 for you, 1 for you, 1 for you, 1 for you, and 1 for you. Okay, and now everybody has 2 of these 10s, and I have 3 10s left over. And again, that's not going to be fair, is it? And we don't want the arguing to happen, okay? There's not enough for everybody, you just don't share. So I'm going to take these 3 10ths, okay? And I'm going to turn them into, you guessed it, I'm going to do some trading. And I'm going to turn them into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to sharpen my pencil because this is a lot of drawing. Okay, hopefully my pencil doesn't break. Okay, that was 10. And then another 10. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then another 10. I'm going to do them over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so now I have 10, 20, 30, 35. Now, I happen to know that when I'm dividing by 5s, I can just count by 5, right? So I can just think, okay, so 5 here, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, okay, 5 here, 5 here, 5 here, okay, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Oh, oops, sorry. Okay. So all of these guys can get at least 5, right? So I'm going to go ahead and give each of them 5, right? Because this is for this guy. And then this guy, he can have 5. He can have these 5 right here. Don't you worry. Okay. And then this guy had these 5. And this guy, he had these 5. And then this guy, he had these 5. Okay, but I still have this set of 10 over here. Okay, so now how many more? Okay, so again, let's see. Well, 10 goes into 5. Let's see, by 2s, right? Does that come out fairly? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So each of them can have 2 more. Okay, and you know, you may have automatically just known when I said it was 35 of these that everybody was going to have 7 at the end. And if you did, then yay, you're so smart. Feel good, pat yourself on the back. But that is how it wound up. So each of these people, I'm imagining that they are people, get 1 and 27 hundredths. Okay, let's try that with the traditional algorithm over here. 5 goes into 6 one time. 1 times 5. 5 goes into 13 2 times. 2 times 5. 5 goes into 35 7 times. My decimal's in the dividend, so I just move it up. No decimal in the divisor to worry about, and my numbers match. Okay, so honestly, you may find all of this modeling to be a big old headache, at which point you should definitely just learn this standard algorithm. But, you know, sometimes, especially on a test, we get stressed and we forget the standard algorithm. And so I wanted to give you just kind of another way that you could look at it in case you needed that. So there you go.